Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Funny Fellow Trader. I just thought I would do a quick breakdown on the strategy I've used to pass numerous prop firms, including the FTMO, uh, to name a few, and which made me a consistently profitable trader. And it's a lot of people know it as the Asia sweep, which I really like, but it doesn't happen every single day. So a lot of people will jump into and don't understand the Asia sweep because sometimes they can take out the Asia high or low and never look back. But I love to see a day where if it's a bearish momentum, let's say, and the market opens up to take out, say the London session opens up to sweep the Asia high and then changes character, starts breaking down, then that's the structure I like to see. um, to look for sales, for example, and it gives me a better probability and a better target to aim for. So right now, I'll just break it down in the simplest form. I'm not going to go into mad detail about order blocks for value gaps, etc. I'm just going to show you something simple that'll get you started and where you can start to fine tune this entry like that I have. You start off a very small toolbox of trading and you have to learn each how each specific tool works. And then as time goes on, you can add to that chest of tools. Like for example, for me to enter this trade on any other day, I would look at the DAXA. But I'm not gonna confuse people too much. I just want it to be simple, easy, easy to understand for people to look out for. So I could sit here every day and I could mark out the London session, the New York session, the Asia session, and all that there. But I like to use this indicator called Asian session range. And the times I like to use, by the way, that's a set on the New York time zone. So the times I like to use are specifically the Asia range from 7 p.m. to midnight New York time. Then you have the London session from 3 in the morning to 6 in the morning New York time, and then obviously the New York session from 8 o'clock to 11. Now that's where I like to look at the ranges and then define entries. So just to break down this Asia range, this for me is sell side liquidity. So as the market started to break down, I like to just mark out on my page sell side liquidity, provided the market takes the Asia high out first. So I'm just gonna forward it on here. This whole box section is just opened up is the Asia range. So from 7 p.m. to midnight New York. I'll let that play out. I've no interest in looking for an entry here. I just want to see where the Asia range actually goes. So the moment that Asia range is closed, I'll simply switch down into 1 minute. And this is where I start to think, where can I find my entries, possibly in the London Open or maybe before that. So if we look at this Asia high to the Asia low, you can see these are equal highs here. So there's obviously liquidity line up here. We can mark this out just for talk's sake. It's buy side liquidity. And I'll just simply let the market tell me from that point on, is it going to sweep the low or is it going to take out the highs? So just for push and play. This is the boring part about trading is where you could be sitting and waiting and waiting. And this is where people start entering out of just frustration. And this setup doesn't happen every day. So you have to be patient. And again, say there's now equal high, another equal high, and the market just has now run through that buy side liquidity. Say some days that will just take off and it'll never look back. But right now, that's my alarm. My wee light goes on that I decide, do you know what? Now I am going to look for a moment where the market tells me it's starting to break down because we have took out these highs. Sometimes it'll only take it out by a pip. Sometimes it'll say it'll never look back. So I'll zoom in at this point. I'll always look for a change of character. So as you can see, this swing low here is pushed into a new swing high. So I'll always like mark that out as a change of character or change of structure, some people like to say. And the market has now changed character for me. This is when I start becoming interested in what the market's actually doing. Now, again, I'm only interested at this point. There's nothing spectacular's broke through that's told me the market's going to go any lower. But the moment the market comes up here and doesn't break that high is when I start thinking, right now we could possibly see a change of character, change of structure, which it has done here. And bang, that one's definitely come through it now. So as you can see, they're going into details about fair value gaps and order blocks. That's for another video. I have that marked out as a fair value gap. I'll just mark it up just so people see it. And I will look now for an entry. And this is just to show you don't need to risk massive amounts of percentages just to pass a challenge. You know, FTMO says, oh, you have 30 days. You don't, you've really 20 trading days. So you do have to be wary that even in them 20 trading days, you're not going to find a setup every day. So that's why you want to be picky on where you enter and exit. So I'll actually set up there's 3.5 pips. And what am I going to aim for? This is when I'll zoom out. And I will literally go to myself. Here's the Asia low. It's already swiped at the Asia high. And this is the buy side or the sell side liquidity, sorry, that I ultimately will aim for. But my first take profit, depending how much you want to risk and how hard you think you can hold it, I'm going to aim for that or just short of it. And we'll go for a, say, 10 into 5. You know, that's nearly an 18 to 1, nearly 19 to 1 trade. Say, well, we'll go 3 pips. There's a 20 to 1, 21 to 1. Now, that is a big ask. Don't get me wrong, I understand it's a long hold. But ultimately, as I say, should this market come back up and touch me in, my first take profit will be the Asia low. I'll just mark it out. TP, take profit 1, the Asia low. Which won't be too shabby. And I will risk 0.5%. This is just an example to show that you can do a full challenge in one trade just by being patient and picking the right trades. So again, we'll just let it play out. See how we go. It might tap us in, it might not. Here it feels like it's just taken off. Now, within an hour, we're going to see, there's me tapped in now. So I'll just shift this across. I'm going to move the 15 minutes so we can move this video on a wee bit quicker. My first area of interest again is going to be the Asia low. And the market has sunk. Now, at this point, it's very easy to want to take profits. And it's very easy to want to move your stop loss down. And a lot of people do. And their strategy, it'll work perfect for them. They'll take the profit, shut the trade, move their stop loss to entry, and that's them done for the day. I'm just going to reverse this back. And this is just for talk's sake to say we're in a trade. I'll go back to 1 minute. Exactly why I want to do this. That's tapped me in. Again, I'm going to put on 0.5 of a sell. 20 to 1 trade. It's very easy to want to take my profits here, move my stop loss, but the market does love to come back, and it loves to come back very quick to scare people into closing trades and moving stop losses. And here is a fine example. There's the London Open. It's pumped up very quick. It's tapped back into where a lot of people would have moved their stop loss to entry and that's them. But the moment it does that, it absolutely melts. And it's from through the tick TP1. So you could ultimately say, well, I'll take half off now. You'd be up 2%, 2.1%, and you'll be chuffed for yourself. You'll be able to use a bigger percentage on your next trade. But if you just hang on in there and have belief that it's going to come for a sell side liquidity here, then that's where you can walk away. You know, there's a challenge practically passed. And that's where you can walk away knowing that you passed the FTMO challenge in one trade. Now, yes, that's taken a few hours, maybe most of the day, but that is the liquidity sweep I like to aim for. So just to go over this again, just going to hide this here a minute. Just going to close that and close this. The Asia range, I've let it play out. There's equal highs here and here. The market actually printed more equal highs here. And the market eventually came up, took out the Asia high. There was a change of character here. The market broke down nicely. It printed a fair value gap. This candle's low, this candle's high. And eventually came back up to touch us back into or touch or trade in, and it absolutely melted. Once it came back for the stop entries, which it tends to do all the time. Like there's the moment the London opened, and that's what it chased. It chased that liquidity before it absolutely melted. So that's just a quick breakdown of how you can use the Asia range, what's made me a consistently profitable trader. And again, there's days there that the market doesn't give me them setups, but it's far better to wait, which is, again, one of the toughest things to do in trading because everybody thinks it's so exciting. It's absolutely boring at times, like mind bogglingly boring. So, and you don't have to risk a huge amount of a percentage. Like, say this didn't go my way and I went down 0.5%, then that's sometimes it can, let's say, I can just go like this, come down, and then just run on through it even further before it actually starts to break down even more. But again, like it could have come up to take out these highs. But again, I would just look for an entry again. I look for a sell. Or if the market was saying to me, nah, let's not come back, we've changed bias here, market's going to go to wants to, I probably won't trade the rest of the day because I know it's not my strategy. It's not the Asia sweep, high or low. So that's when I lose money, is when I get that urge to trade. And if you actually look down here, it says paper trading. Because them days I cannot trade, I have to scratch that itch. And that itch is for me to paper trade and maybe test stuff on a live market, which I'm doing today. And it scratches that itch for me, and I don't lose any money, and I learn something that day, and I haven't broke my rules as such. So that's my strategy. That's the one that's passed me multiple challenges, including FTMO, and that's the one that's kept me consistently profitable. So if you'd like any more videos in the future, don't be afraid to write. You maybe want to understand a bit of our value gap or what my idea of it. And by the way, this is, I guess, come up in ACT. I did not come up with fair value gap order blocks. That's him that coined that there. So, but I have my understanding of it. Sometimes ACT says stuff that I just can't understand because he is 30 years of this, by the way. So for somebody as green as me, as I like to say, he's just that far advanced sometimes. Sometimes you have to get away from ACT and learn for yourself. And he'll even tell you that as well. He'll say to you, like, he can show you everything. And I can show you everything I know. But there's times you have to just go off on your own and practice and test and strategize, and go into your own wee world. And that might take 6 months, a year, 2 years. But eventually you form and mold yourself into your own trader. Like ACT doesn't like retail trading, and I get it, but retail trading also helps in a way that if you think like a retail trader, you you get to understand that what to look out for. That the market is used to taking money off retail traders, and even at that, markets aren't interested in retail traders. They're interested in the big funds, the big money, the big banks, the hedge funds. Retail traders are just midgets in the whole thing. So yeah, not to ramble on. If you'd like to know anything else, send me a message of maybe you'd like to hear how I look at bias, how I sometimes use the likes of EMA. So if I can't figure out a bias, I like to use an 8 and 9 EMA to tell me where the market is strength is, as you like to say. It's not something I rely on. It's just sometimes I just use it as correlation. Or you like a video to hear about how I use DAXA as correlation, feel free to ask. Or maybe you'd like to hear more info on the strategy that made me consistent and give me my prop firm funds and something I've improved on every day. So thank you, and not keep you any longer. Um, Happy trading and relax. You're learning. Do not be hard on yourself. Everybody started where you are, and even the best traders in the world struggle on days. So especially in these markets. So thank you, and I'll see you again. Cheerio.